Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rosa, and welcome to episode 148 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show's on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe on your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations and social media profiles, which you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. The big game out last week was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. The games coming out this week include Lost Judgment: The Kaito Files, Agent Intercept, Katie and Meow Meow Land, Real Heroes Firefighter HD, Weird West, Whisper Trip, MLB The Show 22, and Flat Kingdom Paper Cuts Edition. Now on to last week's biggest news stories, and we have 7 to cover this week. Number 1. Fortnite data mining suggests no build mode will be sticking around. Ryan Dinsdale at IGN writes, Fortnite data miners have seemingly found confirmation that the game's limited time, quote, no build, end quote, mode is here to stay. Building was removed from Fortnite's default mode earlier this week as its Chapter 3 Season 2 began, but new leaks suggest that developer Epic Games plans to include it later as a separate game mode. The Hypex Twitter account, a popular Fortnite newsfeed, claimed that data mining shows that players will have the option to choose between Fortnite's usual, building-enabled Battle Royale, or its no-build mode when the current season ends. This is further backed up by apparent loading screen tips that say, quote, in modes with building enabled, ... end quote. Another popular Fortnite leak account, TweeBR, has also shown off what appears to be menu graphics for the new mode. TweeBR's tweet also claims that no build mode will be available to play in solo, duos, trios, and squads. Both of these accounts have shared leaks in the past that proved to be accurate, but Epic Games has yet to give any official confirmation on whether the new mode will be sticking around. Fortnite seasons usually last around 10 weeks, meaning it could be May before players find out for sure. Put this at the top because Fortnite is huge, and I'm very interested in this. I played Fortnite when it first came out, and I loved it. I just love Battle Royale modes, the idea of the game, just absolutely love it. But Fortnite quickly became ruined when everyone just started building. As soon as you get in the firefight, build a 10-story skyscraper. It was a mess. I didn't like it. But you remove building, sign me back up, as long as I can find some time in my gaming life. Number 2. Microsoft officially reveals Xbox Game Studios Publishing Cloud Division. Samuel Tolbert at Windows Central writes, Microsoft officially talked about its Xbox Game Studios Publishing Cloud Gaming Division at GDC 2022. This division is working to create, quote, cloud-native, end quote, games for the Xbox ecosystem. In a presentation as shared by VGC, Senior Director of Cloud Gaming Kim Swift talked about the process for developers working within the publishing organization. Unlike streaming a game through Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, a cloud-native game would theoretically be processed almost entirely server-side before then being streamed to a player's device. Swift is a veteran game designer who has worked as project lead on Portal and designer on Left 4 Dead at Valve, before also working as a game design director at the now-defunct Stadia Games and Entertainment. Swift was hired by Xbox Game Studios Publishing back in June 2021. Quote, we believe that cloud gaming has a unique potential upside for reach and accessibility, end quote, Swift explained, while adding that the team is looking to publish cloud-native games. Swift also notes that cloud gaming is still relatively early on as a technology, and further areas of research not yet figured out include better graphics, more complex or numerous NPCs, or even more players that possible on native hardware. According to reports from last year, Xbox is working on a deal to publish one of the next games from Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions, though we'll have to wait and see if anything is officially announced. I wanted to highlight this at the top of the show as Microsoft clearly believes in it. They created an entire new gaming division led by one of the industry's greats, so they must be looking at something in this and believe in it. We'll see what comes of it in the years to come, and obviously the technology is still early on, but time will tell on if this is working out or not. Number 3. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League delayed. Sean Carey at True Achievements writes, Rocksteady Studios has delayed Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to spring 2023. Rocksteady's creative director has confirmed. As announced over on Twitter, creative director and co-founder of Rocksteady, Sefton Hill said, quote, we've made the difficult decision to delay Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to spring 2023, end quote. Hill notes that the extra time will be, quote, going into making the game the best we can, end quote. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was announced 2 years ago during DC Fandom 2020 and was originally down to launch for Xbox Series XS, PS5, and PC later this year. Well, this is disappointing. I want to see more of this game. I need to see some gameplay, and I want to see it in action. We have Gotham Knights, so to me it was clear that since Gotham Knights is launching in October that they wouldn't stampede over each other. I think this is good, give it the time it needs, and I'm interested to see what this is as I've never actually played a full Rocksteady game through completion. Number 4. Giant Apex Legend leak apparently reveals 9 new heroes and much more. Ryan Dinsdale at IGN writes, Years of potential Apex Legends content including 9 new heroes has seemingly been leaked online. As reported by Charlie Intel, an anonymous Reddit user published a now-deleted file of Apex Legends content that included gameplay footage detailing a number of previously unseen heroes. As publisher EA has yet to reveal or confirm any of the supposed leaks, all of the new characters and abilities must be taken with a pinch of salt. But Apex Legends does have an infamous leaking issue, with data miners often revealing new content ahead of official sources. The 15 leaked video shows off new maps for arena mode, weapons including something called the Nemesis BAR, and the Fnatic Energy Pistol, and cosmetics alongside actual gameplay of the new Legends in action. These new playable characters have names and are listed as Caliber, Catalyst, Conduit, Jester, Newcastle, Phantom, Scryer, Uplink, and Vantage. The new Legends can be seen in the roster screenshot and all seem to have a full set of abilities. Newcastle was featured extensively in one video, who's described as a mobile defender that can create cover and revive teammates. The footage even outlines his abilities: Retrieve the Wounded, which lets players drag down allies while you revive and protect them with a shield, Mobile Shield, a throwable drone that creates a moving energy shield, and his ultimate ability, Castle Wall, where Newcastle leaps in the air, slamming down to create a fortified stronghold. So while this hasn't been confirmed, this seems like just too much work for a leaker to have made up. This is really exciting. Apex Legends is a hell of a game. I absolutely loved it when it first came out, couldn't stop playing it, got all the achievements quickly, but as there's only so much time in the day, I fell off. This would be an interesting way to come back through announcing characters, but for me it just hasn't worked in the past because I just don't have the time. Number 5, Rockstar to launch GTA Plus for GTA Online. Jeffrey Rousseau at GameIndustry.biz writes, today, publisher Rockstar Games announced GTA Plus, a new subscription service for GTA Online for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Set to launch on March 29th, the company said that the program will give consumers a range of valuable benefits for both the new and long-standing players on the latest generation console. GTA Plus will be a cost of $5.99 monthly and available through the Microsoft Store and PlayStation Store. Of the listed benefits, players will receive 500,000 in-game currency monthly and be able to claim virtual property within the Grand Theft Auto Online. To purchase the membership, consumers must own a copy of either Grand Theft Auto Online or Grand Theft Auto 5. GTA Plus was announced following the release of Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PS5 and Series X and S on March 15th. So there's a litany of other benefits for getting this subscription service, and I think this is smart of them. I'm going to be intrigued to see how the community really reacts to this and if they feel that it's worth it, but that game already prints so much money. To get people on the hook for another $6 a month, God bless you, Rockstar, rolling in the cash. Number 6, CD Projekt Red confirms a new Witcher game is in development and will use Unreal Engine 5. Adam Bankhurst at IGN writes, CD Projekt Red has confirmed that a new Witcher game is currently in development and that it will use Unreal Engine 5. While not much has been revealed about the upcoming game, the announcement did confirm that the game will be, quote, kicking off a new saga for the franchise and a new technology partnership with Epic Games, end quote. No development timeframe or release date were given either, but CD Projekt Red did share a teaser image which you can see below. That features a medallion and the phrase, quote, a new saga begins, end quote. CD Projekt did state, however, that we are not planning on making the game exclusive to one storefront despite working together with Epic. I wanted to include this as this is pretty big. Obviously, The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077, and the future DLCs that are coming were made on the Red Engine. So switching to Unreal Engine 5, they must have seen something they liked in that technology, and I can't wait to see more games actually coming out on Unreal Engine 5 as we haven't gotten them yet. Number 7, EA Sports PGA Tour delayed by a year to 2023. Sean Carey at True Achievements writes, EA's new PGA Tour game, the first since 2015's Rory McIlroy PGA Tour, has been delayed by a full year and will now launch sometime in spring of 2023. EA Sports PGA Tour was first announced early last year and was later given a spring 2022 release window. However, in November of 2021, EA said it was shifting the launch date of its new golf sim, and now it's confirmed we'll see the game sometime in spring of 2023. I wanted to throw this in for any golf fans. I personally am not one of them, however I did go to Topgolf for the first time this past weekend. A lot of fun, driving that ball, not a bad time. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and this one is about the history of Doom. Credit to Kat Bailey at IGN. What if King's Quest developer Sierra Online had purchased id Software before it had a chance to make Doom? It's a fascinating what if in gaming history, and it might have happened if Sierra founder Ken Williams hadn't balked at the extra $100,000 needed to close the deal. John Romero, who founded id Software and played a key role in designing Doom, related the story of Sierra's near acquisition during a talk earlier today at GDC 2022. In the course of discussing the development of Wolfenstein 3D, which was completed in less than 6 months, Romero took a detour to recall Sierra's offer to purchase id Software. According to Romero, id Software came to Sierra's attention after Romero sent Ken and Roberta Williams a copy of one of the other studio's Commander Keen games. Ken Williams was impressed and invited the id Software to California to talk business. At the time, Sierra Online was a PC development powerhouse, having found great success with the King's Quest series and a host of other releases in the mid to late 1980s. Romero recalls being impressed by Sierra's picturesque studio, which had more than 200 developers and was nestled in a town not too far away from Yosemite National Park. By contrast, id Software had just 4 employees. I love these amazing what-if moments in history, and it's crazy to think what may have been, or may have not been, had Sierra purchased id Software. Now that Doom is technically a first-party game going forward since Microsoft purchased Bethesda, who owns Doom and id Software, I also can't wait to see what that id tech can be used on in other games besides Doom if they will cross-network that out, to see what other studios can do with it, because it does look and play great games. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service. It really helps, and share it with your friends to help grow the show. Leave a review if you like what I do, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. As I mentioned last week, I was taking a trip, so I didn't have too much time to game, but that I was going to bring my phone, obviously, and a controller along with me to try Xbox Cloud Gaming. So I had a bittersweet experience with it. I played about half of the Artful Escape on it, and I actually really liked the game. However, when I was playing on the Wi-Fi, and maybe it was just my mother's house's Wi-Fi, I kept freezing every couple of minutes, and then would reboot right back into the game. I switched over to cellular, and ultimately it was fine, no more freezing, it just didn't look as good. So it's not the exact experience I want every time for playing games, but it was awesome to bring just a controller on the go with my phone and play whatever I wanted in that library. Shout out to Xbox Cloud Gaming and just being a part of the amazing deal that is Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. My name is Brandon Rosa, you can follow me on Xbox at Brosa93. Hope you all have a great week, stay safe, and keep on gaming.